Wrestle me, Mark.
Wrestle me, Pete.
We're back in the hot box.
WrestleMania 24. We are in a very, very hot studio.
Finish me water already.
Oh, mate, you've had a nightmare. Don't come for mine.
I want your cold.
That's my water. Cold. I didn't guzzle it like a greedy little pig.
I just thought there'd be more.
2008 WrestleMania 24.
Yes.
It didn't have a little tagline, this one.
It did, but it was stupid. I wrote it down. It was at the
thought gone into
Florida
it.
Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. The tagline was, the biggest WrestleMania under the sun.
Oh, that's appalling.
It was actually quite rainy, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
The first shot is actually of a camera. It's not of a camera, it's through a camera. But the lens is clearly covered in water.
Is it really?
And I looked at the clouds, I was like,
I think
this might get rainy.
This is like the second WrestleMania that takes place uncovered. So
I mean, in Vegas, you're going to get some lovely weather.
Exactly. That was WrestleMania 9, so, you're pretty confident there. But this is Florida. I didn't really understand that Florida just does have quite bad weather.
Yes.
Quite a lot of the time. I've been fooled by all of the sort of years of sunny Florida postcards.
Yeah, massively.
But they had actually done a rig above the ring, and even if there'd been a torrential downpour, you would not got a refund. They had basically, everyone who had got a ticket, they'd gone, you're on your own, but they had got a tarpaulin ready to put over that rig, which looks a bit like a sort of War of the Worlds pod.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a recent U2 gig. They've got those kind of like weird.
Yeah, it's slightly to distract from the fact that, it makes it seem like you're contemporary and modern, doesn't it? When you have a lot of weird staging. I'm really
Someone doing your guitar bells at the back.
Yeah. It distracts a lot as well from what could be probably quite a pedestrian performance. A couple of little things that do happen that are outside of WrestleMania. One is they have these huge fireworks because they're outside.
Yes.
They're able to just have fireworks. They don't have to worry about a roof. They just go boom, boom, boom. And they even fire them in from boats. They spend $300,000 on fireworks alone.
Right.
And up in one of the sections at the end when Undertaker is celebrating in the ring, there was a cable snapped and a load of fireworks just went into the crowd.
Wow.
And 45 people were injured. Some of them quite seriously burnt.
Cha-ching.
There was a lady who talks about being hit by the fireworks called Barbara Vitire. In an interview with WFTV.com, she said, "It felt like a whip. I have a welt on my neck. It was like a baseball bat hit me. It was horrible.
Jeez.
Horrible," she said. And there is a little video of that was taken by two proper good old Southern boys. And they are standing there. And when it happens, they are so delighted. They're just going, "Look here. Whoa. Look at that shit." It's entirely inappropriate. It made me look at other times when people have caught fire doing WWE. Elimination Chamber in 2010, the Undertaker's entrance was cut short because they were supposed to have flames in the distance and they'd been set up wrong. So the Undertaker got trapped between the flames. He got first and second degree burns. The man who was behind the pyrotechnics was fired before the Undertaker's match was even over. And they escorted him out of the building. They just didn't want a scene.
Yeah, because Taker would find him.
And once again, so this is two that have involved Undertaker.
Yeah.
The third one also involves Undertaker. At WrestleMania 33, he raised his arms at the end, fireworks went off, and they caught fire. So Undertaker and fire. Yeah, it's sort of Kane's gimmick infringement. There's some other stuff about going on in the background. TNA, who were the competition, who were very, very much a distant second.
Yeah.
They very much wanted to fly a plane over the stadium.
Right.
With a banner saying, "Why not watch TNA? We've managed to hire a plane."
We've afforded £200.
Yes. And anyway, WWE got wind of it. Right. And they persuaded
smashed a firework.
They persuaded the plane company to just call them up and say, we're not going to do it. And so the plane company apparently rang back and said, "Oh yeah, no, the weather's really bad and we can't. I like the fact they lied. They didn't just go, "Yeah, we're not doing it."
Yeah.
They were like, "You've got to have a reason." They're like,
"Yeah, we've literally given you more money."
Yeah.
I mean, this is why you're into plane writing, lads, because you're not comfortable with the bidding more.
Yes.
This is why you bought a shitty World War II plane and you're flying fucking messages.
It's just a great thing that there were some funny things at this time where we were a bit nervous about TNA. We didn't quite know why. I mean, they weren't a viable opposition. But this WrestleMania, they hired out the Orlando Doubletree Hotel, and it was lockdown just for WWE wrestlers.
Right.
And there was a TNA recording that was happening, I think, 3 days before. And one of the WWE wrestlers, a guy called, I think it was Rory McAllister.
Yeah.
He was one of a tag team who were sort of Scottish Bravehearts called the McAllisters. He was pictured in the audience. He'd basically gone there to see some friends, and they caught him on camera and they put it on television saying, WWE star or whatever it was.
Wants to watch some TNA.
Yeah, and the WWE, when they found out, they fined him his WrestleMania payoff, which was
bugger.
One of those rare things they actually reveal how much money people get. So he was fined $5,000, his WrestleMania paycheck, because he'd been on the competition's TV show.
Well, I hope he had a lovely time.
Yeah, well, he apparently had said, I knew exactly what I was doing. He said, I wanted to get out of WWE. I didn't enjoy it. Well, I mean, that worked because, 4 months later, he was let go.
Yeah.
Never did really anything again.
Didn't join TNA?
I don't think he did, no. I think he was very much a little tiny pawn.
Little tool.
Yeah.
Tool.
So the opening match, John Bradshaw Leyfield versus Finlay in a Belfast Brawl.
There is something very undignified about a man getting out of a stretch limo with no trousers on.
Isn't there?
And if nothing else, the Stetson makes it worse.
Yes, it does.
Hello, I'm a big oil man, and no, I'm not wearing. I forgot my trousers. Sorry.
He's got so much clothes on, apart from on his legs and thighs, underpants. It's like a mad nightmare about getting out as a big CEO.
And then I've got my trousers. And then
what is this job? They precede the Hornswoggle and Vince McMahon storyline that looked like it had been running for a best part of a year. They couldn't even manage to tell the basics of what they were trying to convey.
No.
I couldn't work out any of it, and it was just a series of clips of JBL kicking the shit out of Hornswoggle. Like really, like beating the brakes off him, absolutely battering him.
You're the dad of the little...
It's turned out it's Vince McMahon's son, and then JBL just turns up one week and he says he's heard that Hornswoggle has been perpetrating a fraud, and actually he is Finlay's son.
Yeah.
And JBL says, I have that on very good advice. All it takes. I've got it on very good advice that is, that's good. That will do us. Are you saying you've got it on good advice in a wrestling ring? Because that is the highest law that you can go to.
That's like a contract in a Money in the Bank suitcase, isn't it?
The one thing it's impossible to do in a wrestling ring is lie. And so if he says he's got it on very good, absolutely, he must do.
Guys, he's got it on very good authority. Guys.
This is the sort of thing that I would think wrestling is like if I didn't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
And the annoying thing is I've just watched it and it is what wrestling's like. It is exactly what it is.
Very good authority.
There's something funny as well about the fact that they are all characters who must be over 50. Apart from Hornswoggle, who is probably about, I don't know, in this
70.
25 maybe.
I don't know how old he is.
Who knows?
He could be anything.
But there is something funny about just going, all these 50-year-old men doing this big thing about whose son a leprechaun is.
Yeah.
It's a funny job, isn't it?
It's more why has Hornswoggle got dirt on his face?
Yeah.
Why does he need dirt on his face?
Again, this is one of those things, when they first done it, someone must have said, you know what he needs? He needs dirt on his face. And
why?
No one said why.
Why has he got dirt on his face?
Well, because the leprechaun lives in the dirt. The dirty boy, he gets the gold, and if you catch it, you'll never get old. What? Where did you hear that?
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
That's how legends start. But that weird thing about going, of course the leprechaun's dirty. I don't know, is it?
I don't know, is it?
You're sort of going, everyone's
pretty
nodding.
well off, aren't they? They've got money.
They're filthy rich. Maybe, I'm trying to work out reasons, and I don't think there is a reason.
No.
It's almost like they just sort of went, he needs something extra.
Why does he have dirt on his face?
He's also got, in this, Hornswoggle comes out in quite a sort of Hogwartsy blazer.
Yeah.
Like he goes to a leprechaun school.
Leprechaun school, yeah.
School. And if he goes to school...
And a public one, isn't it? Public school.
How old is he, though, babe? How old is he? Because JBL spends the entire time in this match. It is one of the things I do like in this match. And this match is a good, fun match. It's a great opener. Two big bull men just banging into each other as hard as they can. And they are slapping 7 days of shit out of each other. This is one of those matches that I think either one of these people, if you were put in this match, if they went, Pete, was terrible news, I'm afraid. I know you just come here to watch.
Yeah.
But JBL's injured himself. We need you to go in against Finlay, and he'll take you through. This is one that either of those people pulling out, if you went in, I think you would be killed because they hit each other so hard.
There's a bit where Finlay dives through the ropes.
Yeah, a tope.
And gets hit with a bin lid.
There's no way to pull that back.
I know that's the lightest of the light, almost tin foil. It just that noise.
Oh God! But they're just leathering each other the entire way through. My favourite thing about it is JBL in the middle of this nightmarish, really massive brawl takes every opportunity he can to try and slap Hornswoggle or to try and like punt him with the end of his boot.
And he's just always standing, and he's always standing in the right place as well. And Hornswoggle, he doesn't scream or go ow. No. He's just instantly unconscious.
Yes. Or
like a boy's been hit by a car,
and he's not being hit. He's looking really worried and scared. Like he's gonna come for me again.
He's got some good facial expressions.
He's really good in this. I really enjoy it. I mean, they're a funny pairing, Finlay and Hornswoggle, because not from the sense of Finlay is Irish and they've therefore given him a leprechaun, but the way that Finlay makes no concessions to the fact that he's got a leprechaun with him. He doesn't like dance with it. No. He doesn't do a smile for the kiddies.
No,
he just walks along this killing machine who happens to have a leprechaun. It's like Lone Wolf and Cub. It's mental. He's just going out there to kill people while this happy little thing looks on. But I think JBL in this is absolutely brilliant. As good a WrestleMania match for him as any he's ever had. Yeah. It felt like a fight. It felt like both people were fighting the other one and they were trying to beat the other one. And it's a really simple thing in wrestling that a lot of people aren't doing anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like some mad, 1980s commentator who's going, these kids today, they're just doing all this flippy flappy. But I watched this and I thought, I really enjoyed this because I haven't seen this sort of wrestling for a long time from the WWE.
It's about earning it, isn't it? It's about earning the spots.
They are taking their lumps, and I imagine they came back and both of them had really hot heads. You know when you've had like even like in my 40s, occasionally you'll have like I'll have a tussle with someone for fun. Someone will sort of grab you and go, "Oh, you," and they'll do that, and you'll go, and you'll go, "My head's really hot."
Yeah, it's really exhausted. I'm not moved this quickly in such a long time.
Do that for 25 minutes with Finlay.
My head's not been squeezed. My head's not been squeezed for a long time.
There's some great bits that I love in this. JBL not selling, Hornswoggle hits him with a kendo stick, and the audience, when he hits him, they're like, "Yay!" And then you audibly hear them going, "Oh, is he not gonna? He's not gonna.
No.
Oh no!"
He's well armed.
Then just JBL is actually backhanding Hornswoggle. But I really, really enjoyed this. This is a kind of interesting one because I think like if you'd have put this match on at anything but a WrestleMania, this would have been filler. They wouldn't have gone flat out. They went flat out, and that made it magic. Just one thing I like about this is you see a lot of flags in this bit. So everyone seems to be from the UK.
Yes.
There's a Wolves flag. There's a sign that says "Bring WrestleMania to the O2." There's a Union Jack. You see like St George's flag.
Yeah.
It's just the whole of the front rows of WrestleMania 24.
It's very British people. It's very easy to get to, isn't it? Florida, I guess, and people standing on holiday there.
If you are going to watch this WrestleMania, then if you're going to see one thing, just wait for the bit where JBL throws the bin at Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
He really, really hates that young man. He legitimately, I don't think he's acting.
Then just
I think
turn it off.
Detests him.
He just wants him to wash his face.
Wash your face, you dirty little boy. Bang.